Hello members. Well, it's been another big year. We're coming up to an AGM next Monday, so I've got a couple of special guests we're going to talk to today. Our President, Gary Nettle, Vice President Wayne Manners. We're going to have a chat about the year that was and what's projected into the future. Let's go inside.
All right, welcome Gary and Wayne. It's been a big year, the last 12 months leading into another AGM. Really I just want to touch on a few things today. One is the year that was. We've had some significant projects completed, some significant events that we've just hosted. So we might just briefly touch on that and then talk about what we're doing moving forward from a strategic perspective and what the board are considering in the boardroom. So Gary, first over to you. How's the year been from your perspective?
Huge year, Troy. None bigger. Obviously back in February we opened up all 18 greens after 3 years of work, and that was most certainly the highlight of the year. It's been a long journey for the members, but I think the wait has been well worth it. We've got a course now that's modern, we've got a course now that's got the attention of the national golfing scene, and we've certainly got a golf course now that the members I think are immensely proud of. Yeah. And obviously later in the year that was all validated when we ran the WA Open. A huge event for the golf club, national media exposure. Your brother gave us huge raps all the way through on television, which was terrific. And I think it was just validated everything that the club had done with the golf course over the last 3 years.
Yeah, I agree. It's certainly put Mount Lawley back on the map where it should be. Rankings come out next year, so that's going to be an interesting one as well. But not that we judge ourselves based on that. It's certainly kept the phones ringing as well from a membership point of view. The inquiries, I know Melissa's getting inundated. It was strong before. We've got a very strong membership.
We have. We've got a huge membership, and we've got an even bigger wait list waiting for us than we've ever had before. So a ton of members waiting to come in, and I guess a lot of them have heard about the course, a lot of them know about the course, a lot of them have seen or played on it with friends, and they're all wanting now to join Mount Lawley Golf Club, which is a great thing. How we balance that's the big challenge for the boardroom, but it's healthy to have members waiting to come into our course, definitely.
And it's, as a club financially, we're in a very strong position. We've just come out of another very strong year. The bottom line looks great, the cash position's positive. How does that set us up for the future?
Well, that's all important, isn't it? You've got to have good financial management to be able to do the number of projects that are waiting to be done. Terrific effort, obviously, by the club management and Jeff Mader, who runs the finance committee here. Very balanced. We've got good cash flow. We've got good money in the bank. All the things good businesses need to be able to set themselves up to do the number of things that need doing.
Yeah, so underpinning the club, we have a strategic plan, which is a 2024 to 2029. So we're well into that, and the Greens project was a big component of that in the first year. But it just doesn't stop there. We're not sitting on our laurels. There's some key projects that we're considering, not just now, but into the future. Wayne, I might just touch on one of those, which is a proposed training facility.
Yeah, thanks, Troy. Very exciting. We're well advanced on the planning around our new training facility. The context is we know we've got one of the best driving ranges and training areas in the state, I would imagine, and leveraging off that, the existing coaching training facility is clearly subpar, pardon the pun, but we need to improve on that to continue to attract the talent, continue to provide the right environment for coaching, training, all those sort of things as we move forward. But also what we do want to do is improve the member experience as a whole. So we're planning to, and we're going to come out soon with the communication around all that, a facility that will provide coaching, club fitting, but also an ability to come down as members with guests and the like and enjoy indoor golf facilities. There'll be some hospitality down there, so you grab a coffee, a drink, a bite to eat or whatever. So we're going to create almost that whole precinct there that will create a great training environment that members and guests can enjoy, both for coaching and for a social environment. Critically, leveraging off the great work of the Greens Replacement Program. It'll continue to enhance the overall experience of the club, continue to put the club, in the top tier of clubs around Australia, and continue to see us forward for the future. But importantly, it's also designed with the social element and the coaching to be a profit centre. So it will help fund not only itself, but also other strategic developments that are part of the strategic plan. So very exciting.
That is a very exciting project and something that I'm sure members are looking forward to seeing the communication coming out.
Yep.
And as you say, it does enhance and almost continue the great work that's happening out on the golf course. But it's not just all about golf course and golf in general. The club's a lot more than that. So the strategic plan has other areas that are being looked up. Gary, would you like to just touch on a few of those?
Yeah, so thanks Troy and thanks Wayne. Obviously a very exciting project for the club if we manage to get this up, and as Wayne has said, it's a new revenue opportunity for us, and I think good golf clubs now need to be looking at new revenue opportunities, not just relying on membership fees, and it's a great way, I think, of capturing that whole ecosystem within the club. So stop that leakage out to other training facilities. More members use internal things like our hospitality areas and our golf shop. Obviously, the better the club becomes. 100% of those profits are given back to the club and invested back in the club. So it's an important part of our strategic thinking. And if you think of that in the context of the amount of work that we need to do over the coming years, we've got things like the clubhouse. Externally, the clubhouse, there's no better looking golf club around. Internally, there's got to be some work done. We look at things like the carpet and the furnishings. They're the basic things that we need to look at, but they all cost money. We look at the locker rooms. We need to eventually get out there and have a look and update the showers and update the locker room facilities. And then beyond that, we look at things like the maintenance shed that we've got down the back that all our great staff work in down there. It's dated, it's small, it's old, it doesn't fit the modern way these days. It's hot, we're coming into summer now. If anyone walks down there in summer, it's like a sauna. So we need to expand that, we need to do some work on that, and they all cost money. So it is important that we look at new revenue opportunities, and it is important that we look at ways of saving money, and it is important that we use the membership to invest in the club in its entirety, so in that ecosystem.
Yeah. Now you use the word beyond there, which I love because it's a catchphrase that we use here at Mount Lawley, beyond the game. One of the areas we certainly go beyond is in our environment and sustainability space. I'd almost say we're leading that space, particularly in WA. Wayne, would you just like to touch on a little bit of the work that's been happening? And apparently there was a crew out here last week doing some filming.
Yeah, absolutely, and something, Troy, that we're incredibly proud of is what we've achieved, and in the environment and sustainability space. It doesn't matter whether you're a golf club, the private sector, government. The social license to operate means you have to look after the environment that you're in. But more importantly, I think we lead the way, particularly around golf clubs around Australia and in this space, and that's recognised through the amount of awards we've got. But also, as you said, Gardening Australia were out last week, did a full day with some of our team, really recognising the performance and the improvement around that whole environment and sustainability space for the club. So, we're really proud. We are so incredibly lucky to have such an incredible group of volunteers, male and female, that are here every week, multiple times a week, doing a mountain of work, as well as Rod and his team that do a mountain of work. So, it's an incumbent on us to continue to improve the environment we're in, and we see it play out, whether it be through the number of quinda we're now seeing around, bobtail lizards we're now seeing around. I was only talking to Tim McAuliffe today, we're seeing more and more reptiles out there than we've ever seen. So we really are having an impact, and it's really positive. We should be incredibly proud. I know I am, and I'm so grateful to all of the team and the volunteers and the time and effort they put in. It's unbelievable.
Yep, 100% agree, and I don't think any member would not be proud of the work that's happening out there. You mentioned there that and I mentioned that we're leading that space. Probably one of the areas we're not so much leading is our ratio of male-female membership, and it's something that at a board level we regularly talk about. We are a signatory to the RNA Women in Golf Charter, which we're 100% supportive of. What strategies, I guess, Gary, have we got in place or looking to put in place early next year to, I guess, address that concern?
Yeah, it's a good, tough question, but at the moment, less than 17% of our membership is made up of females, and that in anyone's language is unacceptable. What we do know is that we're a much better club when we get a better mix, when we get a better balance. That's undeniable. So the board, particularly through Alvy and myself, have been working on some different strategies to create a better pathway for women to get into golf. So that is not only to attract females into golf or women into golf, but how do we retain women in golf? So those two strategies, those two thought minds have been top of mind for the whole board. There's a whole of club responsibility, I need to say, and that is that the board's job is to, and the committee's role is to come up with strategies to improve in different areas, but it's a whole of club responsibility to make sure that when we do get members into this club that we're working with them, we're welcoming them, we're treating them well, we're showing them around the club, we're teaching them how to play golf, we're teaching them Mount Lawley golf ethic. So it's a whole of club responsibility. We do need quite urgently, I'll say, to improve those numbers. I think as an immediate target, and I spoke with Alvy, who's been a terrific ambassador for women's golf at the boardroom. She always has her fair share of say at all of our board meetings, and so she should. But our most immediate target is 25%. We want 25% of our golfing community to be made up of women golfers. So I think if we can all work towards that as a club, ultimately we become a better club.
Yeah, no, it's certainly one of the key focuses for us in 2026, that's for sure, and particularly in the early part of 2026. There's some of the key strategic focus areas. There's one little operational one probably that grates on us all, and that's course care. Rod and the team do a fantastic job presenting the golf course. I guess a message from the President, Vice President about course care and what can members do to make themselves proud of this golf club and their golf course.
Yeah, I think we all share that view, whether you sit on the board or whether you're a member at the golf club. And that is that all too often we're just seeing things happening out on the golf course that shouldn't be happening. It could be from motorised buggies off and out where they shouldn't be in vegetated area. We're seeing pitch marks, we're seeing bunkers not raked properly, we're seeing simple things like rakes just thrown around the place. None of those things are befitting of who we are as a golf club, the reason that we join up. So I think the urgent message is to all the members is that we've got to stop that slippage. We've got to get back to doing what's right. So whatever we leave it behind for the person behind us. And that shouldn't be who we are. Everyone should be able to go into a bunker, if you're unfortunate enough to get in one of our bunkers, but you should be able to go in there and it be in a condition that's playable, as you would have found it in the first instance. So the message from, I think, the board, and I think from the greater majority of members, is get better. If you're going to be one of those members that's not committed to that, then I've got to question your commitment full stop to being a member of Mount Lawley Golf Club. And I know that may sound very, very hard, but that message is only applicable to those that fall into that space. We've got a beautiful course. We've invested near on $4 million in our course. It's recognised nationally. We've got a waiting list that would give their right arm to be a member at Mount Lawley Golf Club. We're fortunate, we're here, and it's our responsibility to support Rod and his team and all the staff at Mount Lawley Golf Club to be better. So my ask on behalf of the board and on behalf of all the members is please, line in the sand moment, let's get out there and be better. Call out bad behaviour respectfully when you see it, and let's just make sure that our golf course remains in the pristine condition that it well deserves.
Just add to that, Troy, that agree obviously, but you know, we're a community, it's part of our values, so behave that way. So as Gary said, you know, do your own repairs in that naturally, and what is clear is it is members, it's not corporates, it's not others, it's members that are the challenge for us. But call it out. But if you are called out, then take it respectfully and take it gracefully. Thank them for calling it out and fix it. Don't be defensive. And all, you know, I've seen a number of times where I have called people out and they get quite offended. It's not meant to be offensive. Just take it in the right way. But it's all about the club and the ongoing improvement and the community that we're all part of.
Yeah, definitely. The community aspect of Mount Lily Golf Club is strong and healthy. And probably just in closing, I'm sure you want to wish members a safe and a happy festive season, but we've got a big occasion coming up again. It's our annual Christmas Family Sundowner on Friday the 19th, so a plug for that one. It showcases and highlights how good a club we are, how inclusive we are. If you are looking to come down and have a great night, please come to the club, bring your kids, your grandkids. Yeah. Lots of activities, lots of fun, and it really does highlight what we're about.
There's no better community day on the calendar than that event. I'll bring my grandkids as often as I can. I've been over here over the years. It's a fantastic night, afternoon for the whole membership to enjoy with their families. Apologies that Santa might be a little bit thinner this year, but he's been working very, very hard. But please come along.
It's a long way from the North Pole and he's running this year.
Yeah.
No, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Wayne, for your time today. We do have an annual general meeting coming up next Monday, so for those members who can make it along in person, we look forward to seeing you there. Exciting year ahead for the club. We're in a fantastic position. I don't think Mount Lily's been better positioned to move forward, so thank you for your efforts.
Very exciting. Merry Christmas,
Thank
everyone.
you. Merry Christmas. Thank you.